Hi friends, how are you? Let's talk about the small. So she has now been here for 9 months. November 4th was the 9-month anniversary of her being here. So she is full term. I can now say that I have carried her sorry butt around for 9 months, even though it was on the outside, not the inside of me. So yes. Oh, my baby. And if you will note, so our hashtag has changed. I used to always put hashtag fostering love, but now we are hashtag adopting awesome because there have been some changes in terms of her adoption process. So let's get into how she's doing, how I'm doing, how the whole situation is going down. So for starters, the small is struggling lately at school. I think her honeymoon phase with her new teachers is over, and so now she's being herself. She's being kind of more aggressive and she's arguing and how she does pretty much. So that was a little bit frustrating and disappointing for her teachers. So we're working on some of her behaviors at school. We're also working on getting her some more services at school, which I think will help her a lot. She seems to struggle in the specials classes like music and gym and art and health and library. So because it's outside of her traditional classroom, obviously she doesn't have the support system in place, and any type of transition is tricky for her. And so we're going to work on a way that she can get some more services, especially in those times. We're noting that her IEP from last year, and that's an individual education plan, is different because they did a lot of things for her that went undocumented. They kind of just did a lot of extra things for her, and that was for many reasons. You know, number one, they first had to do her IEP within the first 10 days of her being at the school, so they didn't really know what she was going to need. And number two, a lot of things, it was just easier for her to go to the resource room because it was right next door to her standard classroom. So now that she's on the other side of the building, it's not as easy for her just to go in there when she needs breaks or needs some extra assistance. So we're kind of working out ways to document more things that she can get services for at school. So that's awesome. Another thing that she is getting at school is she's getting a mentor. So I think I've mentioned this before, but our church that we go to, which is so great, our pastor is fantastic. She truly is the definition of a pastor, meaning that she cares for the people. She doesn't just give sermons or whatever. She does take care of her flock, which is great. So our church is right next to the school. And so I asked our pastor if there was any of the people at the school who were signed up to be mentors at the, anybody at the church that was signed up to be a mentor at her school. And she said, yeah, let me look around, see if there's anybody that's interested. So this lady, goodness bless her, has volunteered for the job. And so this is somebody that mom knows kind of well and thinks, okay, this is going to be a great fit. And so she is going to be the small's mentor and come and have lunch with her and talk with her, you know, once a week or whatever, just so that she has another layer of support there at school. And then she'll see this person at church on Sunday, which is going to be great all around. So the head of the mentorship program talked to the small and said, hey, you know, you're going to get somebody from your church to come and have lunch with you and all this stuff. And the small gets upset because she thinks that if she has to eat lunch with this person, she won't be able to go outside for her lunch recess. So she's upset about this. So she keeps yelling that the church ladies are coming and she doesn't want to see the church ladies. And it reminded her teacher of the SNL skit talking about the church ladies. So now we all kind of giggle that the church ladies are coming to get the small. But I think that it will be a fine experience. I think, you know, once she gets to know her and whatever. And the lady kind of told the small, she's like, look, I'm going to come and see you every week and we can either have fun together or we can not. She's like, but either way, I'm going to keep coming. So it's really your choice whether you want to have fun and we can talk and play games, or if you just want to ignore me the whole time. She's like, but either way, I'm going to keep coming. So I think that's the kind of approach that the small needs, you know, because she thinks the harder she pushes against people, so many people have left her or have, you know, hurt her as a result of that, that the more folks that just say, hey, this is your choice, we can either have a good time or whatever, but I'm not leaving, I think that's the better. So that's how the small's doing in school. I went to a parent-teacher conference and did not cry, so that was good for me. Yeah, I really do. I've said it many times, but I adore the school and I think that they do a fantastic job with her. So that's great. She's also so she sees the social worker and different folks at the school as well, and she's in a trauma group, so children who've been exposed to any type of trauma or uncomfortable event. She's in this group now. And they don't really go into what their specific traumas are or anything. You know, it could be like a divorce or a separation of your parents or anything, you know, or things more like what the Smalls experienced. So she's in this group, and I think that they're doing a fantastic job, because they are, instead of trying to understand what has happened to them or whatnot, they really focus on calming your body down. And like those initial responses of like, I'm gonna hit somebody, I'm gonna bite somebody, or run away, or say mean things, like what to do in those instances. And so she came home with this worksheet. It has all different types of pictures of animals, or like just different pictures on it. And I asked her what it was, and these were things that she can do. She says things that you can do when your mind is scared, or no, things to do with your body when your mind is scared. So I thought, okay. And so and they're so cute, and she's so cute when she does them too, you know, because she's just so little. One of them is like, you squeeze some lemons in your hands really tight. And then I thought that actually works, you know, when you're like feeling uncomfortable. If you do this, you know, you can kind of like relieve some stress. Or one of them is like, you're a turtle. And then the turtle's hiding, and then it's like, okay, the turtle's safe to come out. So they're so cute. And I think that stuff that's on her level, she can understand what to do in those moments. So fantastic. I'm in love with the school. Wish I could go there myself. Anyway, but like I said, okay, so we are moving forward with the adoption. I met with the adoption attorney and signed the intent to pursue adoption paperwork. So now it is official. I have signed off. She's not officially adopted yet. But it is official that I want to adopt her and that it's going down. So now we're kind of just waiting. We're going through some negotiations with the state in terms of what services she will continue to have available to her after she's adopted, because she needs them. So there's still quite a bit of waiting and work to be done on both sides, but it is happening. So I'm adopting awesome. What else can I tell you? Oh, trick-or-treating. So I was a little bit worried because I hate trick-or-treating. I never liked it as a kid. I don't, you know, like, I'll get scared of the people that come to my door. It's not my thing. But the Small really wanted to do it. And so we went to Boo at the Zoo, where you essentially just trick-or-treat in the zoo as a practice. And so she got to wear her costume, she got to practice saying trick-or-treat and getting candy and saying thank you. So I think that really helped us, because when we went trick-or-treating here in the neighborhood, she was fine and she looked so cute. Let me just pause for a minute. I will insert a picture of her trick-or-treating, not of her face, this is just the back of her, but oh my gosh, like right? Like cute, right? Okay. So she really loved trick-or-treating and she had a really fun time. We actually ran into one of her teachers who lives somewhat in our neighborhood, so that was fun for her. So she did enjoy that. Things that she's looking forward to, she is still, we're still doing gymnastics. That's the thing we're doing. She loves coming to football with me. I know I've talked about that before. Now she comes to basketball with us. So she's like a little Illini fan, even though she calls it Nai. Yeah, so I think that she is doing as well as anybody in her situation can do, you know. I think that the adoption process itself is actually a little bit stressful for her, because now that it's talking about being finalized, you know, you'll be adopted. Now she's asking questions like, well, why didn't my birth mom adopt me? You know, why couldn't she take care of me? I don't understand. So it's kind of finalized now in her mind a little bit that she's not going back, that for whatever reason her birth mom couldn't take care of her. And so I think that has been really stressful for her. She keeps bringing up more, talking about it more, you know, like she doesn't understand why what happened to her. So that has been hard. I try not to get my feelings hurt, thinking, well, you know, I'm doing all this great stuff for you. Why aren't you happier that I'm adopting you? Because I think I'll never understand the sadness inside her that her birth mom couldn't take care of her. You know, that's something I can never understand. And I don't think unless you've been in that position, you could, you know, nobody can understand what she feels about that. So I try not to take it personal when she's mean to me about that, but I do remind her that being unkind to others is not a way to change what has happened, you know. So I try to bring that up. One more thing. So I've noticed that the small loves to go to the grocery store, which is different for me. I hate the grocery store. You know, I have far too many food issues and body issues to really like it or be good at it, or, you know, I kind of just go in there and I feel kind of overwhelmed or whatever, but the small loves it. And I think it totally relates back to her past and always being hungry. So I don't know if she ever really was taken to the grocery store to buy food or to be able to pick things out and put them into the cart. So it's really a fun treat for her to go grocery shopping because she can pick out things that she wants to eat, and then she knows that we get to bring them home and I'm going to make that for her. So it's really a fun thing for her, and she's actually pretty helpful, you know, like it's a good, we can talk, and you know, it's good. It's easier for me to have her there with me, you know, like a lot of people say that their kids are kind of menaces in the grocery store, but mine is like in love with it. You know, she like looks at everything carefully and she thinks about what she might want to eat, you know, and can we have this? So it's kind of a special time when we're at the grocery store. So it's not a cheap time, because homie is all up in the meat aisle. All up in the meat aisle. But anyway, it's fun. So yeah, thank you again for all of your thoughts and prayers and comments and support, because it does matter to me and to her to know that, you know, there are folks out there that care about her and me and our journey. So yeah, I don't know if she'll get adopted this year. That would be a stretch, I think. So maybe 2017 will really start off with a bang, but who knows? But yeah, so it's great. The Smalls, she's amazing. So I hope that you all are having a great day, and I will see you later. Bye.